morning. This is Chef Inspire. I'm here today to talk to you about changing your DNA and your genes. We've been sold this bill of goods that our genes and our DNA is given to us by our family members. But once you have received your natural DNA and your genes, you have the ability to alter your DNA, to alter your genes, and to change those things, and to make them better, more powerful. I'm going to give you 5 points on how to do this, how to change your DNA and your genes. Point number 1, listen up, because this stuff is really important. We are genetically modified organisms. All right, let me say that again. We are genetically modified organisms. And the reason why I say that is because something happened in our DNA abruptly. It was an instant change that took place that didn't happen over time. It wasn't over time. It was something that someone did to change us rapidly. And I believe that the way they did this and the way they could do this to a large group of people is by changing their food, by adding additives and chemicals, genetic splicing, to create a food that would alter our genes and our DNA, which changed us from those cave dwellers to the people that we are right now. We have been genetically modified. Just like our food now, they're genetically modifying food. What makes you think they couldn't do that to a human being? So that's point number 1. We are genetically modified organisms. Point number 2. The quickest way to change your DNA and your genes is to change your diet. You are what you eat. There was a study done where they just fed young kids orange food. Orange food, food that was orange. And as they did this over time, what happens was the pigmentation of the children began to change. They were Caucasian children, but what happened was they started to turn orange. Why? They turned orange because of their diet. Their diet has changed their DNA. It changed their genes. It caused them to start to be modified into another species, an orange Caucasian child. This is deep. Your diet is the most powerful thing that you have that can alter who you are. If you change the way you eat, you can change who you are. If you change the way you eat, you can genetically modify who you will be and what you want to be in the future. Point number 3. You can change your DNA and your genetics by changing your thoughts. When you change, you can change your DNA and you can change your genes by thinking differently, by having a different mindset. Because what happens is, when you think bad thoughts, your body creates bad chemicals. And those chemicals actually genetically modify you and cause you to change. These chemicals are cortisol and stress hormones and all different types of other chemicals that our body creates based on our thinking. Your thinking has a tremendous amount to do with who you are. Your thoughts create who you are. Epigenetics. All right, let me explain. We were told that our genes were given to us by our mom and our dad. So if our mom had cancer, because we have her genes, we may get cancer too. But in reality, the fact of the matter is it's not your genes, it's your environment. Because you was raised eating the same types of food that your mom ate, doing the same things that your mom did, in the same area that your mom lived, those factors are more important than the actual DNA and the actual genes. Because if you eat greasy foods and you eat fried foods all the time, and that's your culture, and everybody in your family do the same thing, of course you guys are going to have the same diseases. This is your external environment. Your external environment has a great deal to do with who you are and what you're going to be. Now, epigenetics deals with your internal environment. Your internal environment is the way you think, what you think, and how much you think that thing. Because you can think a thing one time and it won't affect you. But the things that you dwell on, the things that you meditate on, the things that you keep in your mind changes who you are. And this is epigenetics. If you think health, peace, joy, happiness, you are changing your internal environment. You change your health. You change your possibilities. You change your DNA. You change your genes, because you are changing the way you think. Our body has memory. Each cell in our body has a memory. Now, what happens is if you are sick, say for instance you have a bad knee, and you keep thinking, my bad knee, my bad knee, what happens is our bodies actually rejuvenate every 11 months. The old cells die and the new cells are reborn, but when the new cells are reborn, they come back as what we think. They come back as our body memory. Our body memory is the thing that we tell ourselves, our inner conversation that we speak to ourselves on a regular basis. So it is important to tell yourself that my knee is getting better and better, that my knee is getting stronger, that my knee is becoming more powerful, and all of the things that were in it that hindered me in the past are gone. This is changing your mindset. This is creating a new inner dialogue, which causes epigenetics to kick in, changing the way you think, meditating on things that will bring you peace, joy, and happiness. Because if you meditate upon sickness, there are people called hypochondriacs. They can make themselves sick just by thinking about sickness. You can make yourself well by just thinking about wellness. You have the power to dramatically change your life, change your DNA, change your genetics, and you can do it with your thoughts and by changing your internal environment. Number 4, when I say your environment, you need to use both parts of your environment. Your external environment and your internal environment. You don't want to stay in toxic relationships because that will directly affect you in your stress level. It will cause you to be stressed out. And when you are stressed out, what happens is you build those chemicals. You start to create those chemicals in your body that will directly affect the way you are, your health, your well-being. Everything about you, you start to change because you are staying in a toxic environment. This is powerful stuff. And they don't teach us this stuff in school. I wish they did. I wish they taught us that we are powerful beings. We are beings that have the ability to alter ourselves, to create environments for ourselves that is healthy and powerful and strong. We can self-regulate and create lives, powerful lives. And we can help others to do it also. Powerful stuff. Let me just run by those 5 things again. I'm just going to glance over them. Number 1, we are genetically modified organisms. And the reason why I say that is because we have been genetically modified by something or someone that caused us to have and to be who we are today. Number 2, the quickest way to change your DNA and your genetics is to change your diet. And this is what those people or those entities did to change us, to modify us, and to cause us to be the human beings that we are right now. Number 3, you can change your genetics and your DNA by changing your thoughts. Powerful, powerful stuff. Point number 4, epigenetics, the science of changing your internal environment. If you change your internal environment, you can genetically modify your DNA and your genes. Number 5, your external environment is so important also. This external environment that we live in, I mean, we tend to live in stressful areas, but we have choice. We have choice. If you choose, if you are living in a stressful situation, you have a choice to not be there. But you choose to stay there. And this affects you because you're choosing stress. You are powerful. You are so powerful that you can change your DNA and your genetics. You are so powerful that if cancer ran in your family for 100 years, you can stop it now. You can create a new environment. You can create a new destiny for you and your children. You can create a new and powerful future by changing your thoughts, your actions, what you eat, what you think, and where you live. It's just that simple. This is Chef Inspire saying, I hope you get this. I hope you got it. If so, your life will be great. God bless.